Hey everybody, Brooke for the Ages coming at you from my secret location. How are you doing today? I want to talk more about SHTF for the elderly and when we get old. Got a lot of feedback on the last few videos. Thank you everybody for your kind words and thank you for tuning in and giving your comments and feedback and your stories too about what we're going to do now that we're getting old. We're old. Oh. um, People never want to think about that because I guess it's a hard thing. I don't know if it's in this society or whatnot. Uh, Years ago, is it years ago now? I guess it was years ago now. We used to see late night. We used to see, oh, adopt a grandmother from the Ural Mountains because they're alone and they can't get. Did we think we were going to be the grandmas that people had to collect money from another continent? I'm not quite sure. Anyways, I wanted to talk today more about okay, what is a SHTF for an elderly person? I have been looking around the internet, and one of the channels I follow here on YouTube is a channel called Sarasota Tim. And it struck me the other day. Sarasota Tim, I guess he got his eyes checked the other day, and he winds up that he has the pressure in his eyes that leads to glaucoma and leads to blindness. And I guess it's from what he said, you just wake up one day blind, and that's not a good that's not a good way to take care of yourself when you're blind. And it you could see it really took him aback. And Sarasota Tim, if you're watching, um, thank you for sharing with us. We're terrified with you, and I hope your surgery goes well. Praying for you and sending you positive vibes. What I'm thinking now about your experience, I'm going, okay, well, I plan to try to age in place. I'm trying to plan for my retirement years, and I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen if what happens if I go blind. Like I live on one level, one story living. I tried to plan out my place here for when I retire and when I get older, but things like going blind, you really need somebody to help you out. You really need somebody to read those prescription bottles. You really need somebody to do things for you and observe things for you. So it's quite a different world if you're blind. Or what if you go deaf? I'm sure it's a different world going deaf. You can't hear anything. You can't talk on the phone. You can't. Well, you can read maybe the subtitles on the television. But as someone who if you talk to people who are deaf, it's another world. It's literally another world. So what are you going to do if you're very old and something like that happens to you? And that's the thing that we want to really talk about on this channel is prepping for that because we're planners, we're preppers, we're the people that we want to know what are the odds of something happening and try to hedge our bets and try to shore up our defenses metaphorically against those things. So basically, um, if you have a bad hip and you know you're going to need a hip replacement, or if you have a bad hip and you've had a hip replacement and it's still bad, what are you going to do if you can't walk when you can't walk? What happens if your mind goes? What happens if you start forgetting? What are the little things that you can do, like have a notebook or have a friend or have a planner? What happens? Okay, here's, here's something that's probably inevitably going to happen. What happens when technology outpaces us? You probably have kind of smiled at elderly people, your parents, your grandparents, when technology advanced too rapidly for our parents and grandparents to grasp. Okay, what happens when that happens to us? So little things like that, and these are the things I want you to think about, and I want you to begin to formulate a plan to mitigate in your mind. And yeah, I know I talk about vision. What's your vision for when you get old? But what's your vision when you can't take care of yourself? What are there are sometimes people know what's going to fail first in their bodies and they understand that. But sometimes it's just you don't know. You don't know how long you're going to go. But yeah, the things that I want you to really start ruminating about. Take a piece of paper and a pen. Okay, open notepad and start writing down things. possible scenarios, and then prioritize them. What's most likely going to happen? What's least likely going to happen? And then go from there. And that'll start at least getting a hold of the unknown. And I'm in quality assurance, so getting a hold of the unknown, I am more of a chaos coordinator. I look at things from a chaos engineering standpoint, and that okay, what's the worst that can happen and how can we mitigate it? So this is what I want you to really start thinking about. And it's a good thing to think about. And I know it's in the back of your mind and bothering you. If you're tuned into this channel, it's definitely on some some level bothering you. But it's something I want you to really think about this week, and maybe as a little thought exercise, trying to figure out at least what are the most likely scenarios. Are you going to run out of money? Are you going to lose your home? Are you going to uh, is your social security not going to be enough? What's going on? What's the what are the things that would happen, and maybe in the order of what or the how they happen. I don't know, but yeah, as long as we now the purpose of this, because I know you're like, oh my God, that's a lot of work. The purpose of this is to help take the tiger by the tail, take control of a little bit of the anxiety, the depression, the anxiousness you might be having, and also see if there's a few things that we can come up with that would kind of stave off or mitigate at least some of the things that we'll all probably be facing down the road. Okay. All right. Okay. More on this soon. It's something that I've seen other people do. My grandparents went through it. My parents went through it. My mom's going through it. She has dementia. And it's something that eventually, knock on wood, I get hit by a bus, but but other than that, let's plan on not happening. So so yeah, let's try to figure out, if we make it, what is the best outcome? How to keep us happy and healthy and comfortable through our later stages in life. Okay. All right. I hope this finds you well. Take care. Bye.